Hello, I'm Birdie, and welcome to MediaWhorz. Today we will be looking at the 1996 film, The Phantom, starring Billy Zane as the 1930s comic hero from the fictional country of Bengala. So, let's take a walk with the ghost who walks as I throw it to the round table. You know, before we get into the nit and gritty of all the things we found wrong with this movie, I do want to make a positive observation about this film. This movie is true to the original presentation of the comics. It's rare to see a comic book movie that stays so true to the nature and plot of the comic. That being said, this is a 1930s comic.
This is one of those times that the tone needed to be updated.
I think we need to be fair, though. This is possibly one of the best comic book movies that was made in the 90s. Admittedly, this may be more an indictment against the 90s than it is praise of the film, though.
Actually, I think it might be fair to say that this is one of the best of the decade.
I think Batman Returns was probably better, and Batman Mask of the Phantasm was definitely better.
Also, Blade came out in the 90s.
Okay, fair point. Still, I do agree that it was one of the best. I mean, admittedly, I went into this film knowing it would probably be stupid. I mean, the main character looks like a purple dildo.
Unambiguously gay, Uno.
So I just figured, let's go with it. Really, they didn't even try to make the costume look cool. It looks like he skinned Barney and put on some black mascara, which randomly vanishes whenever he pulls off the domino mask.
The belt he has looks way too much like a codpiece.
At the risk of sounding immature, I couldn't look at that belt buckle with the skull on it and not think, oh, boner.
But seriously, that domino mask is apparently attached to the rest of the cowl, so when he pulls it off, it all comes off at once. I think it's ingenious.
Yeah, why go through the trouble of putting on 3 stupid pieces of headgear when you can just put on one really stupid piece of headgear?
I think it's genius. He gets the whole, I'm only hiding a fraction of my face, but you still won't recognize me effect, while at the same time hiding his hair. Because he had some really goofy hair.
It's Billy Zane. What do you expect?
I was really annoyed that he's schizo throughout this entire film and nobody addresses it.
I don't think he was schizo. I think he was actually seeing the spirit of his father.
Yeah, but nobody else can see him.
Well, the cab driver is really the only one who notices that he is talking to himself, and at that point, he's dressed up in a purple body condom. The fact that he's insane is sorta taken for granted.
Hey, don't knock it. He had the best protection Trojan can offer.
Yeah, in that it would physically repel any woman.
Oh, hell no. Catherine Zeta-Jones and the main love interest both wanted to ride his white stallion.
What the hell was the point of Catherine Zeta-Jones' character?
To look hot.
I mean, aside from that, she didn't really contribute to the plot in any significant manner.
She was supposed to be the villainess. She's there to serve as the female counterpart to Snidely Whiplash.
About midway through the film, she just kinda changes sides without any provocation.
Yeah, the female characters may actually constitute my biggest problem with this film. After all, both of them just seem to serve as puppets for the plot.
They don't really serve a purpose beyond being either A, damsel in distress, or B, sexy bitch.
What was the main love interest's name again? Oh, Diana.
I'm amazed you remembered.
Hell, the only reason that I remember the main character's name was Kit Walker is because I called him Kitty.
Yeah, I don't remember Catherine Zeta-Jones' character's name.
Hotness.
And I don't remember Snidely's name either.
That was Xander Drax. Pretty easy to remember due to the fact that it sounds like an antacid.
Cross-out hyphen, the product that begins and ends with an X. Xander Drax. Warning, has been known to cause acute death.
That's actually a really cool name. That character is just ridiculously evil throughout this entire film. He just has the most awesome ways of killing people while still acting like a businessman.
Oh, like the microscope?
I didn't quite get the point of the microscope. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it doesn't have many applications. If you think about it, it only works on people whom you can convince to look through it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does have that not the scenery level of evil going for it.
Just turn the focus knob. Well, I guess you won't be needing these anymore.
That's all he does in this film, and he accepts his role in this.
Yeah, Drax's goal in this film is to gather the 3 skulls of Chalupa or something like that.
Tuganda.
Because apparently, if they're combined together, they form an immense power.
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Anyway, the inclusion of mysticism does seem a little strange, since I don't believe it was present in the comics.
Also, from the opening of the film, you would assume that the villains of the film would be the Sang Brotherhood, but they only show up as an afterthought at the end of the movie.
An ineffective afterthought at that.
And seriously, how much closer to a 60s Batman villain could they have gotten Sang? He had a cannon that he used on single individuals. He had an underwater base. He even had a moat filled with sharks.
Was I the only one hoping for laser beams attached to their heads?
I was about to say that myself.
But Billy Zane's acting in this film was hammy at best.
I don't know what else you could expect, really. To be fair to Zane, that does seem to be the tone that this movie is aiming for. I mean, how else are you supposed to act when you're dressed up as a purple hamburglar?
It was amazing he was able to deliver a single line without laughing.
I wonder how many takes it took for them to do that scene where he crotches 2 guys into submission.
Take him from behind, boys!
Right. He did that in Drax's building right before he used his guns to slide down an elevator cable.
I'm sorry, Logic just went out to lunch. If you want to leave a message, it will be back along with physics and common sense once this movie is over.
Still, Zane was grinning like an idiot through this entire film. He was worse than Peter Parker in that regard. It's like he has one setting and it's, try not to laugh, try not to laugh. I know I look like Skin Barney. Try not to laugh.
I guess we should focus on some of the set pieces, though. Like his base, for example. It's like they asked, well, what should his base look like? How about a huge skull carved out of stone in a mountainside? Any other ideas? How about a neon-lit ice cream factory? You're fired.
There is an actor in this who I know is good, but his talents are sort of wasted.
You're talking about, James Remar, the guy that plays Quill?
Yeah, he's Harry Morgan in the show Dexter.
Well, this isn't even the worst movie that he's done. I mean, I hesitate to call him a B-list actor because he is a good actor, but he's been in an awful lot of shit.
Yeah, his part is limited, but he does it well, and he prevents his role from actually being campy. Though I still do like the line, I killed him once before, and he didn't die.
The one scene I really like is the second time Xander Drax kills someone.
Oh, that random spear chucking scene?
But I'm gone, Drax. I'm taking my entire syndicate with me.
Okay, Ray, if that's how you feel about it. Whoa! The old bursitis is really flaring up again.
Just randomly kills a board member who doesn't agree with his plan. And he's so casual and nonchalant about it.
It really is the set pieces that cause this movie to annoy me. There's this scene where Kitty is trying to escape from Quill via a biplane, but Quill shoots one of the wings and starts leaking fuel. Just go with it. Anyway, the Phantom's pet wolf goes and informs his horse that he is in trouble. Just go with it.
What's that, Lupe? Kitty fell down a well?
The horse and the wolf then catch up with the plane. Just go with it. And Kitty and Diana then jump off of the plane and onto the horse. Just go with it.
Aside from the fact that the horse was able to catch up with the plane, bullshit! My biggest problem with that scene was the fact that once they had jumped from the plane swooped upwards, even though no one was piloting it.
And how the frick did his balls not go shooting up into a skull with that jump?
He stuffs that codpiece, right?
We also need to talk about the final set piece. I don't think we need to spoil any major details, though.
Yeah, the final set piece involving the Sang Brotherhood, which apparently has been there for hundreds of years, and are apparently armed with a cannon.
So are they immortal, or did their ancestors just procreate a lot? And if so, who did they do it with?
Well, they said that the ships had gone missing. Maybe they just found mates amongst the crew members. They had to have something to shoot the cannon at.
Is that a euphemism?
There was a lot in that final set piece that was just unnecessary.
It was unnecessary in the best possible way.
Yeah, the Deus Ex Machina at the end that they use is just...
Insulting.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. I'm okay with it if they at least have some lead up to that plot element, but they never foreshadowed this.
The skulls were pretty ridiculous looking.
Drax practically orgasmed over them.
Show me the power! Show me the power! Yes! Amazing! I love this!
The writer for this movie was actually the writer for Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, I saw that too, and it does really seem to have a lot of copy and pasted elements from that film, but it doesn't have either the actors or the director to make it work.
There was one line that just hurt me whenever it was uttered. He is the ghost who walks. It is way too cool a line for him.
There are some serious problems with this movie. The set pieces get annoying, the Deus Ex Machina is ridiculous, and most of the characters could have been removed without influencing the plot. I mean, Billy Zane was funny to watch, but the real treat to watch was, well, Treat Williams as Xander Drax. He just barely elevates the film to a late-night double feature. I'd just barely recommend it, and only if there was nothing better to watch. So that's 6 out of 10.
I like this movie. I'd actually go out of my way to watch this film from time to time. You know, if I'm flipping through the channels, I'll go, ooh, Phantom. Style of Whiplash, do your best. I watched this movie expecting a certain level of stupidity, and they deliver on it. It's not stupidity for the sake of stupidity. It's for the sake of humor. It's those jokes where you go, ha! That would never work if the characters were intelligent. It's corny, it's cheesy, but if you like that kind of camp, it's just darn fun. If I saw this in a bargain bin, I would probably spend my money on it, but I wouldn't expect anyone else to do that. Because of that, it's a high late-night double feature.
I have sort of a love-hate relationship with this film. I love it because it made me laugh, because it's so stupid. I hate it because it deserved to be hated. But the fact of the matter is, if you have a young kid and you need something to watch to them, it's not bad. Still, the fact of the matter is, my favorite character is a wolf, who appeared a handful of times. Because this is getting a late-night double feature for me.
I don't have much to add. It's worth seeing. I don't think I'll watch it again, but if somebody asked me if they should go see it, then I guess I'd give it a slight recommendation. So, it's a late-night double feature.
Alright, well, with 4 late-night double features, the MediaWhorz rating is a unanimous late-night double feature. So, if anyone wants to be a superhero, just skin Barney and share the love, motherfucker.
Black and white, red and blue.